Hello, it's Jennifer, and today I'm going to take you on a little walk around my garden. I'll show you some little things. These are just little crafty things I made, but the cool part is that the love sign glows in the dark at night. So I'm coming off my back porch. This was my studio. Right now it's my daughter's room. Oh, this is me. I thought I was recording just now. I'll start over. I was introducing you to Hephaestus, who hangs out in the garden. He has one deformed leg, and so he's very shy. And this is a piece that I made in a workshop with Don and Fred Passion in California, learning to carve styrofoam and then apply a concrete exterior shell so that I can apply mosaic to it. This is an experiment. The cone shape is actually terracotta, and I applied sealant to it that you would use as a moisture barrier to see how it would hold up in the garden, and it's been out here for about 3 years now, and so far it's holding up well. This is Max. He has to be part of everything. The peacocks have been nesting in this spot, so they keep putting dirt on my lovely stepping stone. This is one of my favorite ones. I love the color combination. In the wintertime, that adds extra color to the garden when the flowers have faded. This is my bench, my Polish bench. It's based on Polish paper cut designs. I turned my roosters into Polish roosters with the funky hairdos because we have traditionally had Polish roosters here on the farm. Oops. This is my butterfly stepping stone that we hand poured, as well as the bench. The bench is something we poured with molds before I put the mosaic onto it. Now with my stepping stones, I tend to use pavers unless I'm using a custom shape because it's way easier. These gazing balls are actually things Mike makes, not me. In 2020, he had a lot of time on his hands, and we had been pouring concrete shapes, so we poured a bunch of spheres, and then he would have me pick out a palette of materials, and I gave him some pointers on placement, and he took it from there. He's been filling the garden up with what we like to call Mike's big balls. Yes, Max. This is another bench that we poured, and with this one we did it indirect method where I was practicing with setting the design down first and then pouring the concrete over the top of it, which is really handy when I'm working with communities because we can just make it onto something sticky and I can place it in the bottom and pour over it. But this I prefer when the texture sits up a little bit. So I like direct method. Haven't checked on this one in a while. This is a bird bath that I made. You can see it's got some dirt and crud in it. And this was on an existing base that we had around, which I thin setted to a paver so that it would have more stability. And then we have a mold for the basin. So we poured that, and then I covered it in mosaic. This is a little little thing tucked into the foliage where I will sometimes carve cement. Every here and there we have we have animals. We've had so many animals over the years. This is from many, many years ago. And my daughter and I made this together when one of our kittens was hit by a car. The heart is a fused glass heart. That's Max trying to get in on it again. This is our dog memorial, or our pet memorial. There's actually a goat buried here. It was the first to be buried in this corner of the yard, and then when our dog Lily, she was a black lab, she passed away a few years ago, we decided to turn this corner into more of a memorial, creating this rustic sort of ruin feeling wall. And you can see I did one of my carved faces into it. I think I did a few. I just took blobs of concrete and just made some rough faces here and there. And then this is for Bilbo. He was a rescue that we had who passed away way too early. This is a dog carving that we picked up at a ruin in Mexico. So coming up to the front yard, here's a little thing. We found this. It was a broken statue in a statuary place. We got it really cheap, and I formed a little mushroom top out of concrete using a cake pan that I kind of, a metal cake pan, and I shaped it a little bit more to be more organic. This is the animal's favorite stepping stone. There's always somebody, almost always someone is sitting on this. The duck, Bill, loves to sit on it. The cats love to sit on it. So it has to be cleaned off a lot. This is a patio. It took me 4 years to do because I was always doing it in the summertime and in between other projects. And this was, another project that, is really great to do for examples. The concrete pad, I don't know if there's something growing under here or if it's just that it just broke underneath. So there's a big crack in it, which is no big deal because I can always come in and fill it. The biggest thing I like to talk to people about is why I don't use tile. And here I used all floor tile, all hard fire tile. But there are a lot of places where the surface of the tile came off. Although, now that I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm having a hard time finding them. This is my husband's mom. My mother-in-law had this cup. And it broke, and we thought it was funny because her name is spelled completely wrong on it. So we incorporated it into this. Up there is what I call a hex sign. It's based on, the traditional hex signs with symbols for abundance and love mixed in, and I put some runes in the corner just to fill it out. This is another one that's up on another peak of our house. This one it's for protection. That one's been there for quite a few years now. This is Argos. He's my buddy, among others. He's very friendly. He's our able-bodied male peacock. This is a better example. This is older. I did this when I was first starting out, but still had gotten the experience to use good materials like thinset and concrete board. And I knew about high fire tile, but I'm not positive all of it's high fire, but you can see that a lot of the glaze popped off the surface of it. I've had people tell me they like it. They like this rustic look, but it's not what I was going for at all. It's just a little step up to my entryway, which will eventually, it's one of about 12 different concrete pads we have around the house that are different bases that I intend to put mosaic on, but it's going to probably take me 20 years to do it. Argos, always wanting to be part of things. It's the front of my studio. I'll take you up a little closer to show you the details on this. My fuchsia designs across the top. The sign for my studio. There's still some finish work I need to do, and then it's going to wrap around the side. So I've kind of come up to the corner here, and then this is waiting and waiting and waiting to get done. There are lots of little things like these leaf beads and marbles incorporated. There's another fused glass piece, this heart. And then I'll take you inside the studio and just into the foyer. So this is my side light, it's glass on glass. And then some artwork that I have on hand that'll go into a show. Most of it will go into a show at Childhood's End for September. And Childhood's End is a gallery in Olympia. It's actually the oldest gallery, continuously running gallery in the state of Washington. And one that was kind of a dream to be part of since I was a kid and I would visit Washington, and I loved the gallery. Here's where the chaos happens. Some of my work. I used a Picassiette style to cover the base of the walls. So these are some of the stepping stones I've made that I never put up for sale. I should put them up for sale, but actually shipping them is such a hassle that I've kind of just been procrastinating on it. My floor made with salvage tile. This piece was in the house, but it got displaced by some artwork we brought back from Mexico on the last trip, and so it doesn't have a place to live right now. This is another stepping stone, but it's one that, again, I used the glow-in-the-dark tiles from Maryland Mosaic. So all these light-colored tiles, they glow in the night when the lights are out. And I think that about covers it. Thanks for watching.